This evening, WDAM 7 News is proud to be on your side. With WDAM 7 News at 6.
Developing today, new details surrounding the state's largest welfare scandal. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Carrie Leggett-Brown.
And I'm Michael Clark. Ted DiBiase Jr. is accused of fraudulently obtaining millions of dollars from the Emergency Food Assistance Program and the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Program. The federal indictment unsealed today alleges nonprofit organizations, Family Resource Center of North Mississippi, and the Mississippi Community Education Center provided millions to DiBiase and his companies for social services he did not provide. DiBiase allegedly used the federal money to buy a car and boat and for the down payment on the purchase of a home. He's facing multiple charges, including conspiracy, wire fraud, theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, and money laundering. Now, State Auditor Shad White released the following statement after DiBiase's indictment today, saying, quote, prosecutors decide whom to charge with a crime, and we're grateful to see them continuing to advance this case. We will continue to support their efforts with the evidence that our investigators and federal investigators have uncovered, end quote. You can read much more about the ongoing case right now on our website.
A man is wanted by the Jones County Sheriff's Department after a drive-by shooting. Jones County investigators say Devontae Blanks is a suspect in connection to a shooting that happened April 18th in the Pendorf community. We're told Blanks is also wanted by the Mississippi Department of Corrections and is a registered sex offender. If you have any information on where Blanks is, call Jones County Sheriff's Department or Crime Stoppers.
Well, if you're buying something online through Facebook Marketplace or other services, be sure to look closely at the cash that's being exchanged. The Ellisville Police Department is warning of a scam involving potential buyers using prop money to pass as real money. Some of that fake currency that you see here is actually meant to be used in TV or movie sets. Investigators say this issue has happened at least twice recently, including last night. A woman reported she sold a cell phone through Marketplace and was given $500 in fake cash when they met at McDonald's for the sale. Ellisville Police Captain Wayne McElmore says meet in a safe place when selling online.
If it was me, I'd want to meet in either like police department parking lot somewhere there's going to be cameras, or tell them to meet you at the bank the next day. If they'll meet you at the bank, then it's pretty much going to be legit, because you can go in there and you can run this money through a counter and it'll tell you if it's counterfeit or not.
Now, if you have been involved in a similar scam, you're asked to contact your local police department or law enforcement agency.
All right, Pine Belt, let's go on over to our First Alert weather team.
The last day of the sunshine, Patrick, say it ain't so.
Yeah, unfortunately it is, but you know, rainy days make you appreciate the sunny days a little bit better. So isn't that what they always say, the good saying is? Yeah. Day is the key word, is day. All right, but yeah, tonight, the last night, we'll see the sunshine. Tomorrow, rain and thunderstorms roll back into the area, but it is a beautiful evening. 81 out at the campus of USM right now from our Mississippi Power Sky Cam. And take a look at all of the other cameras that we're looking at across the area. Waynesboro, Laurel, West Hattiesburg, Columbia. A beautiful afternoon across the entire Pine Belt. We made it up into the mid 80s. Now we're slowly cooling down. Low 80s was what we're can't speak there, is what we're looking at here this evening. 80 out at Purvis, it's 83 in Soso, 82 in Prentice, 82 in Foxworth, and Clara, you're sitting at 83 degrees. It's quiet now, but that storm system that'll be moving our way to give us rain is causing a lot of problems out towards Texas, Arkansas, and even all the way up to Illinois. We'll talk more about it and how it'll impact us coming up in just a few minutes.
Patrick, thanks. Residents in Buckatawna in Wayne County say they're tired of dealing with discolored water, and now they want answers.
Our Campanelli is on your side tonight, talking to people who are concerned and has a response from leaders with the Water Association.
When some folks in Buckatawna run their faucets, they're always uncertain about the quality of water coming out and the residue left behind.
But nobody will give us an answer to why.
Sonia Wadley is frustrated over discolored and smelly water that she says has been a problem for years.
It gets water gets filthy dirty, and it just coats all of the sinks, tubs, and water heaters with this orange stuff.
Folks like Steve Davis contacted us about concerns. Some even sent photos.
Today we went to Buckatawna for answers, but Water Association President Charles Taylor wouldn't go on camera. Taylor did tell us by phone that the board has applied for grants to upgrade the system. However, they have tried some temporary workarounds and fixes, but a more permanent solution would cost $1.5 million. Taylor still maintains that the water is safe to drink at this time, but residents are skeptical.
We've been drinking and making coffee and all of this water since I've been here since 2018. Haven't got a boil water notice until the other day.
There's people all over the state of Mississippi that's dealing with this. It just seems like the infrastructure's crumbling and nothing's being done to fix it.
Davis says he's tried to reach out to the Water Association, but he is always met with silence. He says he'll continue to push for answers until his water runs clear.
It's just like we're being avoided. Nobody should have to put up with this. Nobody in Jackson, nobody anywhere in the state. Please fix our water.
Yes.
In Buckatawna, Cam Benelli, WDAM 7, on your side.
Well, residents are hopeful for a solution in the near future.
Well, in State Line, one resident there is searching for solutions to a dangerous curve in the road near her home, she says. Virginia Sims tells us she's witnessed several accidents over the years in front of her driveway because of the curve in the road. She tells us there's limited visibility and is worried about the impact to drivers' safety.
I can't drive out of my driveway without fear because it's been accidents here.
I went out and looked at it several times, and it's a bad curve, and we're actually in the process of doing something, trying to fix that.
Now, the mayor, who you just heard from there, says he's talked with the road supervisor and the landowner near that curve to work on a solution to improve that area. There were some stop signs in place near that curve, the mayor says, but they were removed because they caused more of a safety issue. Stay with us for updates.
Well, today, high school students in Laurel learned the importance of driving sober before prom night. Now, Laurel High School recreated a prom night DUI crash to educate teens and parents and the community about how tragic crashes can be. Now, the district hopes this event will help reduce crashes from happening and open the eyes of the teenagers on the impact of their choices.
Just let the parents know you made it to your destination, you're safe, everything is okay. Like I say, it'll take a split second for somebody to run the red light, stop sign, or fail to turn on the turn signal.
Laurel Police and the fire department, M-Serve, ambulance service, and many others were a part of this mock crash this morning. Well, 4 panelists came together this morning on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi to discuss diversity, equity, and inclusion. The forum involved 4 industry leaders from all different backgrounds. They led a discussion for students on campus about inclusion and belonging in a workplace environment and how students can be prepared when they leave Southern Miss.
Diversity is a challenge, but there's beauty in it because you're either preparing or repairing. And as we look to prepare, we go forth with new eyes. But as we work to repair, we go forth with new eyes.
We can incorporate all 5 generations that are now living in the household, and sometimes there's even 6 generations living in the household, and how we can work together to kind of solve some of the country's problems and issues.
The School of Media and Communication organized today's event.
Governor Tate Reeves continues to sign new bills into law today. He announced bills aimed at expanding the state's workforce and infrastructure improvements as well. 3 of the bills are for Mississippi's Office of Workforce Development, or Accelerate Mississippi. Senate Bill 3021 provides $12 million to add 50 additional career coaches to the program. Now, House Bill 588 improves the coaching career program. Senate Bill 3113 provides $25 million to expand allied health training programs and $3 million for Accelerate Mississippi Physician Residency and Fellowship Startup Grant Program. Governor Reeves also signed off on 2 infrastructure bills. House Bill 1642 authorizes $1.4 billion for MDOT to fund projects across the state. Senate Bill 3120 is a supplemental appropriation to MDOT, which gives additional funding for road, bridge, port, rain, and airport improvements.
Still ahead for you at 6 Pine Belt. Looking for a place to visit this weekend? According to Forbes, you only have to look in the Pine Belt. What local city made the list for best places to travel in 2023 when we come back?
And rain is on the way for your Friday. We'll tell you how long it's going to last coming up on the other side of the break.
Forbes.com's list of the best places to travel this year. Charles Harrington tells us about a business and some attractions highlighted by that publication.
Brenda Batterton of Wichita, Kansas is visiting relatives in Hattiesburg. They suggested she drop by to see the Hub City's Pocket Museum, and she's glad she did.
All the little details are catching our attention, so it's taken a little bit of time to do it, but it's very creative and very unique.
Hattiesburg's tiny museum is getting a lot of big-time attention. It just made a Forbes.com list of the best places to travel the U.S. in 2023.
What started as kind of a little whimsy and a bit of fun and just kind of let's see what happens has kind of grown into something. 53% of all visitor spending in Hattiesburg is brought to Hattiesburg through one of the Convention Commission facilities. This is one of them.
The Forbes.com article also highlighted Hattiesburg's public art trail and the Lucky Rabbit, a large variety store in downtown Hattiesburg.
We are thrilled anytime we get national recognition, and we are so humbled by our customer base and our fans who continue to support us. Any given weekend, especially during peak travel times, if you go around the parking lot, you'll see tags from all over the country, and that's so exciting that we're getting that type of foot traffic in Hattiesburg.
The Forbes.com article also featured things to do and places to eat on the Gulf Coast, Jackson, and the Delta. Charles Harrington, WDAM 7 on your side.
And Hattiesburg's Pocket Museum opened in 2020.
Welcome back, everybody. It was an absolutely gorgeous day across the area. We're going to start things off with a time lapse out at Walt Massey Ford in Columbia. So we'll start this off at 10 o'clock in the morning. One thing missing from this sky cam, clouds. All right, we see a few nice little cirrus clouds move through during the afternoon, but for the most part, we were crystal clear blue skies all day. The sun begins to set around 5 o'clock, and now it's beginning to set this evening at 6:15. They're currently sitting at 82 degrees. A beautiful evening in Columbia, and it's a beautiful evening in the city of Hattiesburg, where it's currently 81 degrees, and traffic very light there on Highway 49 in front of the hospital this evening. Across the rest of the Pine Belt, we're all into the 80s. 81 in Hub City, 80 in Seminary, 82 in Columbia, 80 in Sumrall, and 81 right now in New Augusta. It's a beautiful afternoon here, but off towards our west, you're going to see storms. Southern Paleontologic radar showing a big cold front off towards the west. This has triggered off a line of severe weather, basically from Chicago through St. Louis, Little Rock, and down towards the south, towards San Antonio this evening. As you can see, severe thunderstorm watch is in effect with this. As this line moves east, it's going to weaken, but it's going to be a slow mover. In fact, this is what's going to give us our rain for tomorrow. That's how slow it's going to move. It's going to take a while to get here. But for the rest of this evening, we're going to be fine. We're going to see mostly clear skies. Temperatures falling slowly from the 70s back into the 60s by 9 to 10 o'clock this evening. It's going to be a beautiful night here across the area. But tomorrow, well, that's when the rain showers return. Now, I think we start off your day dry at around sunrise, but rain chances go up. And I think we're going to see 2 rounds of rain come in. One will come in around lunchtime, and then we'll get into a little bit of a lull before a second round moves in during the evening hours. So those are going to be your best timing for rain. Let me show you what that looks like here with Futurecast. And we'll stop it here at 7 a.m. So when you're getting ready to head off to work or school, you notice we're dry here. Temperatures will start off into the 60s, but watch as I set this into motion at around lunchtime. Scattered scattered showers and thunderstorms rolling in. This right here is at 12 o'clock, and that'll move off towards the eastern in the afternoon. There's that lull for your drive home. As you can see, we don't get rid of the rain completely, but it'll be a lull before a second batch of rain moves in Friday evening for us here across the Pine Belt. And then after this batch of rain, that'll be it. We'll start off your Saturday crystal clear with temperatures into the 50s, and I'm gonna tell you the weekend will be beautiful. Both Saturday and Sunday, mostly sunny skies, temperatures in the 70s, and we're actually going to stay in the mid 70s as we go into early next week as well. So we're going to see 4 beautiful days here across the area, but beginning on Tuesday, we're going to start to see some changes, and those changes will be in the form of another system rolling through the Pine Belt. That's going to give us another chance of rain by the middle part of next week. I'm thinking Wednesday and Thursday as of now will be our rainiest days based on what some of the computer model data is showing for us. But one other thing to note, besides these rain chances next week, look at our temperatures. They're going to be really nice. The next 10 days, highs into the mid to upper 70s every single day.
Sounds good to me, Patrick. Thanks. A top 25 matchup in South Carolina is coming up this weekend. Our sports team is here to get us ready for USM's trip down to coastal Carolina. Hey, Taylor.
It's a big one for Southern Miss. Top 10 matchup, top 25 matchup, as you mentioned. Big opportunity for the Golden Eagles. While Southern Miss was dominating Conference USA the last 6 or 7 years, Coastal Carolina was doing the same in the Sun Belt. Now the Golden Eagles step into their territory for the first time. The two programs rich in tradition meet this weekend in South Carolina. It'll be the toughest opponent USM faces this year. The Chanticleer is ranked 10th in the nation and first in the Sun Belt, just a game ahead of the Golden Eagles. Coach Scott Berry's pitching staff will be put to the test. Coastal leads the conference in just about every offensive category, including batting average and runs scored.
We know they can hit. We know they like to, extra bases, home runs, and like to swing hard. So that opens up the opportunity for some swing and misses. So I feel like we can expose that if when the stuff's feeling good, and just excited to play a good team. It's the close series are always really fun, so hopefully we can win that series and sweep it if possible.
I think it's just an opportunity to go in and to win a baseball game, and a lot of things you got to do right, and you got to show up and play, and there's been times where we do that, and there's been times where it seems like we don't. So new opportunity starts on Friday.
And it is a great weekend series we're going to have here. As you see the standings there, just a game behind is Southern Miss behind Coastal Carolina. Well, the Jones College Bobcats ranked 15th in the nation, but haven't been playing their best baseball of late over the last 6. Jones is just 1-5. Most recently, the Bobcats dropping 2 in a row to Meridian Tuesday, where the 5th-ranked Eagles rally late in both games. As the season winds down, the Bobcats searching for ways to finish strong, prepping for their weekend series. Head coach Wes Thigpen is looking to phase out the team's mental errors.
At the end of the day, we didn't finish when it comes to situational hitting. We had a couple opportunities to really score some runs early in the game that really would have, paid a lot towards the end, and getting better in those situations will really pay dividends moving forward. Learning from those outcomes haven't been what we wanted, but as long as we learn from that failure, then it's a win at the end of the year. Right now, we're trying to stay positive. We've had a lot of negative outcomes when it comes to it. Stay positive, get these guys on the upbeat, and get them moving forward.
All right, Jones College softball sweeps on the road. Pearl River baseball with a win as well. And we got a lot of high school softball. The playoffs beginning tonight. Here's a quick look at that schedule. We'll have those scores tonight at 10. That'll do it for sports. We'll have more news coming up next.
Cool down from the 70s back into the upper 60s by 9 to 10 o'clock. A beautiful evening here. Tomorrow, though, not so much. Thunderstorms likely. We'll see heavy rain at times with a 70% chance of rain.
All right, Patrick, thanks so much for all of that rain.
No, you're welcome.
All right. Well, enjoy tomorrow if you can, folks. Thank you so much for weather. Thank you in sports. Thank you. We'll see you at 6:30 if you can.
Bye, y'all.